Yesterday when LeBron James and Bronny James stepped on the court together in the Lakers preseason game against the Suns. Shannon, how special was it to see them on the court together?
I mean, it's surreal. I mean, I think we've only, in modern time, I mean, I remember when Ken Griffey Jr. and his dad was on the field together with the Mariners, and to see this, I never thought it was even possible, because that means Senior is going to have to play well enough, long enough, in order for Junior just to make it to that point. It's an unbelievable feeling. And guess what, Stephen A? I believe the first game of the season they're going to play, I will be at that game. Now, run tell that. October 22nd, Shea going to be in the house. For sure.
Well, first of all, I find it very difficult to believe that you're going to make the game. I got to see it to believe it, because
you're a hater.
With your damn schedule, who knows whether or not you're going to be there. I'll probably be there. Though, but I will say this. I just want to take a moment to say this in all seriousness. You know, we could talk about how surreal the moment is. I've been very disgusted at the cynics out there who've gotten at LeBron about this. I want to remind everybody who we're talking about here. We're talking about somebody where you can make a legitimate argument. There is no one who has done more for the game of basketball in the modern era. Yes, I could be critical about some jump shooting. I could be critical about him having a podcast when he knows his coach is on a hot seat and stuff like that. But make no mistake about it, I don't slip when it comes to recognizing A, his greatness, and B, what he has meant for the game of basketball. He's earned the right to facilitate his son being a teammate of his. The Golden State Warriors, as recently reported, was considering taking Bronny James, but out of respect to LeBron James and his wishes, didn't do so, according to the reports, which is why he ended up going number 55 to the Los Angeles Lakers. Let's understand that while Bronny has a lot to prove, and we're wishing him nothing but the best and all the luck in the world, LeBron James has earned the right to have the kind of cachet that could manipulate the proceedings to such a degree. This man is one of the top 2-3 greatest players in the history of basketball, without question. But what he has done as an ambassador of the game, he's earned the right to have himself in this situation for his son to be on that basketball court with him. If it was somebody else, we wouldn't be saying it. Let's make sure we say that about LeBron James. He deserves this. He's earned it. He's done that much for the game.
Stephen A., we see it all the time in coaching. We see it all the time in front offices.
Yeah.
They do it all the time. They got 3-4 of their sons in coaching. They got 3 or 4 of their family members in the front office, and we don't bat an eye. Now all of a sudden, for the first time in NBA history, oh man, it's nepotism. Half the corporations is nepotism. They got family members working.
Welcome to Access Sportsnet Lakers. I'm Chris McGee, joined by Allie Clifton and Mike Bresnahan. Lakers preseason game number 2 is in the books. Friday, Sunday in Palm Springs. Big game, James, and everyone can head home now. I know it was really hot. I want to talk some big picture here, guys. JJ had the starters playing tonight, which was nice to see. We did not get to see that on Friday night. There was no LeBron James and no Anthony Davis. They played the first half, and it yielded 69 points, 44-14 in points in the paint, some good defensive possessions, and some good spirited competition, Brez.
Yeah, I think you nailed it all right there. But, you know, LeBron, first time we've seen him in a Laker uniform in 6 months. I mean, 19 points in 16 minutes. What more do you want from him? He was done at halftime. AD, similar numbers, 17 points for AD. And LeBron just seemed real efficient, like in his shots. Just, you know, a little bit of downtown, a little bit going to the lane. Mixed it up really, really well, I thought. You got to like that pass. How about this? AD shooting a 3 alley. I love that.
He shot 3 of them.
I shot 3 of them. I want to see more of that. Yeah, green light. Come on, JJ, give it to him. LeBron looked nothing like a guy who's turning 40 in a couple months, and everything like he has really for years and years now, Allie.
Look, they ended up with 72 points combined. I mean, I think at the end of the day, it's one of the big things that we've been looking forward to seeing, especially since JJ was very intentional with saying this was going to be his starting group. And right off of the bat, the alley-oop from Austin to Anthony Davis, it took seconds. It just seems like there is such a calmness to that starting group, like we've been here before. And they have, and it's good to see that carry over, and they set the tone. To your point, LeBron James and Anthony Davis, they look like they haven't missed a beat from last season. Obviously, it looked great in Paris. And just to see them both come out healthy, everyone In fact, I think that's one of the big things with preseason games. You want to see him come out healthy. Despite the loss, it was a fun game to watch, especially with the five starting.
Let's focus on that starting five. Do you like what you saw? Is it what you expected? Do you think they looked better than you thought?
Yeah, when you get almost 70 and a half, that you're clicking. Like, you are looking good. And the domination in the paint, okay, Phoenix didn't have their starting center, no Nurkic tonight. But still, I mean, I really like what this offense did. You know, we said before the game, it's a whole new coaching staff, a lot of new terminology, new jargon. Most teams pretty much run the same things, but maybe a few new plays. And I thought they looked great for one half of one preseason game, Allie. You could not ask for much more.
I think two guys in particular that I also had an eye on, Rui Hachimura. I think there was a lot of talk about the increased role for him, especially whether that's defensively or just on the boards. 8 rebounds for him. He was efficient, though, 6 of 8. But then Austin Reeves, we talked about it obviously after Friday, and I think you mentioned about we were watching the game. Isn't shooting the ball well, but still 15 of 15 at the free throw line in his first 2 games. And I think just the other stuff as well, the 6 rebounds, the 7 assists. Austin isn't a guy that you have to worry about in terms of a shot coming. So just to see him be able to impact in a variety of ways still early this season, it's good to see.
All right, let's talk a little more about LeBron. Allie, I'll start with you. Year 22. It was interesting to watch him in that first half. I think it was after about 6-7 minutes, kind of took himself out, went onto the bench, came back with a couple minutes left in the first. And then the second quarter, it was like, there he was again. 15 of his 19 points, doing everything. Threes, downhill, whatever you needed.
Again, it's like he's kind of turned the clock back.
Yeah.
And it's very interesting to watch just from a standpoint of his energy at such a high level here in the preseason. I mean, how many times for the last several years have we been like, how many games are we actually going to see LeBron play in? And this is game 2. And you saw the production that he was able to give you through that first half. I think the efficiency, that's always been, I think, a storyline too throughout his career where he uses the preseason to be able to kind of get his legs under him, catch his wind, and feel great up and down both ends of the floor. But to be that efficient, just very high level attention to detail, the word JJ has been using a lot. I mean, you can just kind of see that impact others around him as well.
And we did have a moment, and I don't think everyone was ready for the moment because I think people have been focusing on seeing it during the regular season. But Bron and Bronny played tonight for the first time ever in the history of the NBA, a father-son on the same team. Actually, Savannah had posted LeBron's wife, Bronny's mom, just what a special moment this was for someone that has seen a lot of basketball. And by the way, it's Bronny's birthday. So kind of a cool moment, but there's some great pictures out there. We were actually looking at them during the game, whether it's on social media, Instagram or Twitter. But super cool, Brez. What a moment. And obviously it's going to be different when it's the regular season, but still really fun.
Yeah, happy birthday, Bronny, turning 20. And a little side-by-side there for you. Fun to watch this. I honestly thought, we've been talking about this for a while, maybe wait till the regular season for this to happen. But if you think about it, it makes sense. Get those 2 on the court now. The moment has already happened in a preseason game. You know, maybe take a little bit of the edge off. You know, Bronny might be a little nervous in his first regular season game with his dad there passing to him. Just a great moment to watch those 2 on the court together. Never happened before in the NBA, Allie. A couple times in hockey, sometimes a couple times in baseball, but this is legit. This is really happening. It's awesome.
You know what? I'm glad JJ said in pregame as well. Just like you got to treat Bronny like every other player, right? Because he is on this team and he is an individual. Yes, it is special, and obviously we're going to talk about it because it's father.
Các bạn vừa xem xong video phân tích của chúng tôi. Sau đây sẽ là video hướng dẫn cách làm một chiếc vòng tay có tên của huấn luyện viên Steve Kerr như thế này. Bây giờ các bạn bắt tay vào làm cùng mình nhé. Xin chào tất cả mọi người.